What's up, everybody? It's Scott from Friday Pickleball, and I'm going to show you how I set up my brand new Friday Fever paddle. You don't have to follow everything I say, but I do think this setup unlocks the absolute most potential out of this paddle. It comes in at a stock weight of around 7.8 ounces, which is decently light, but that's awesome because it makes it super customizable. You can add weight to it, you don't have to add weight to it, but you can do whatever you want to the paddle to make it suit your needs. So, first things first, we got the brand new Glacier blue design. Love it. Matches my blue shirt, of course. So I'm going to start by putting some weight on the paddle. Now, there's a lot of different options when it comes to weighting up your paddle, and I'll start kind of at the bottom and work my way up explaining what each spot does. So if you put weight on this area, which is called the throat of the paddle, it generally increases the sweet spot of your paddle and adds some stability without decreasing your hand speed, which is really helpful. And so ever since probably the last 3 or 4 years that I played pickleball, I've always put weight right here just because it's like I'm not sacrificing any speed and I'm only improving the sweet spot and the twist weight of the paddle. So I got some lead strips here. These are 3 grams per strip, 0.1 ounces roughly. And so with a starting weight of 7.8-ish, I like my paddles around 8.5, and so I'm going to add, in all, I'm going to add 6 strips of lead to this. So my first strip is going to be right around here, not quite near the grip, but also not on the side yet. So I'm going to put that guy right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, trying to make it as even as possible. There's number 2. Check my eyes here. Bang. All right, so my first set of weight, you can see right there, I have it at the bottom throat area of the paddle. So that's gonna help with the sweet spot, that's gonna help with paddle stability without adding too much weight or decreasing hand speed. So the next spot I'm gonna add is a little bit higher up the paddle. As you get to the side of the paddle, this helps with spin. This also increases twist weight, this helps with the sweet spot. But it starts to get into more of helping with spin as well. I'm not going to go all the way to the top because I am going to add some at the top here in a minute, but I'm going to put some basically right about there is where I'm going to have this. Whoop. Okay. So there's going to be a small gap in between the one on the throat and if you have like lead tape, you can do something similar. You just cut off a section of lead tape and then tape it right there. So I'm going to put that second strip right there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure they're as even as possible, kind of get an idea of what the gap is, and then slap her on there. Okay, so now we have both sides and on the throat. Oh, is that even? That is not even. Terrible eyesight on my part. I'm going to adjust this real quick. I think I'm actually going to move this one up here. All right, so I moved that one up just a little bit, and then I'm going to move this one up just a little bit. Initially, when I first started doing this, I was putting it really low, and I didn't feel like that was doing that much for me. I'd rather have it a little bit higher, because like I said, I feel like it helps the sweet spot a little bit more, and it helps get a little more spin on the ball too. All right, so I'm shooting a little more even here. Maybe just roll this on. Yep, goes down. Goes down. All right, I think after this last little tweak, we can go in. All right, perfect. Now we're even. Round of applause. Thank you, everybody. All right, so now I have weight at the throat and a little bit on the bottom part of the side. Next area I'm going to look at is the top corners. So this is commonly referred to as 4 corners with a little adaptation, but I think this really does the most for the paddle as far as maximizing the sweet spot and also giving you the plow through and the power and pop that comes with some weight at the top of the paddle. So it turns it into an extremely well-balanced paddle. It already is a great paddle, but this makes it a true all-around paddle. So you'll have power, you'll have control, you'll have spin, everything. So I'm just going to try to find kind of the midpoint of the top corner. Throw this on there. Do the same on the other side. See if I can get more accurate this time for the placement. So now if you move this around in your hand, like I can tell a little bit of difference. It does feel a little bit heavier in the hand, but I can also tell that it feels more stable, which immediately I love that. I love the way it feels. I haven't even hit a ball with it yet, and I can already tell you I like the way it feels. You can throw some edge guard tape on top of this to keep the lead tape from flying off. Sometimes that will happen. But since we have these beautiful edge guards on the Fever, I'm just gonna let her be. Last step for setting up the paddle is just putting on an overgrip. I always love to put on an overgrip just because I play a lot, my hands are sweaty, and I generally will have to change a grip every couple weeks. So this keeps it, don't ever want to lose your paddle while you're hitting a serve or something. So easiest way to keep your grip nice and new and change it out every time you need to. I think I do this backwards for most people. When people put grips on, I always see them doing it like this. I don't know why, but I always do it this way. So you can do it either way. First step is taking the little, sorry, my chair's a little squeaky. Take the plastic off the one side. That's the side that is going to be touching your hand. And then on the other side, there's a little piece of white tape. You pull that off, and there's a little piece of adhesive on this side of the grip. So what you're going to do is you're going to line that up with the bottom of the grip on your paddle, like that. And then you're going to make sure that's nice and sticky. And then from there, I like to put my palm right here and then pull really tight around. Timing, is this in frame? Okay, cool. Then start pulling it around. And then once you get to where you started, right here, kind of touch it right there and then start to go diagonally up the grip. This paddle, this grip has ridges here, and you kind of just follow those exact same ridges as you go up your paddle. Make sure you're pulling it tight in your hand all the way to the top. Isaac, will you grab me those scissors that are over there? I'm just going to keep going around and around, pulling it tight. Thank you, sir. That's my assistant, Isaac. Round of applause for Isaac. Thank you. All the way to the top. Keep going, keep going. Pull tight, pull tight. And then I don't know why, but I like the look of my grip kind of going all the way up. I just think it looks cool. So I'm going to go to about right there, right under the USA Pickleball approved stamp. And then one thing to make it, a lot of people will just rip it off. We're not heathens. We like to do it clean, okay? So I like to cut a little diagonal strip here, and I'll show you why this ends up. So I like to cut a little diagonal strip here. This helps the end of your grip to look a little cleaner. Grips will always come with one of these. This is something you wrap around the top of the grip. Keep it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and get that guy ready. All right, so as I finish the grip, you can see when you cut this little diagonal piece off, then it allows you to kind of wrap it in one straight line around the top of your paddle and not have a big chunky piece of overgrip at the top. So then I'll take this little grip tape here, find where my last little edge was, throw that piece of tape on there, pull that off. Got the Chewbacca chair going here. Then just wrap that around nice and tight. Okay, last piece. Get your little blue band that comes on your Fever paddle. Throw that on top of the tape. Get that up there. And then you have yourself a brand new Friday Fever ready to get out there and rock. So just as a reminder, recap here, we got 3 gram strips, adding about 0.1 ounces to each strip. Got it on the throat, a little bit on the side, top corners. Got our brand new overgrip. This paddle is right around 8.4, between 8.4 and 8.5 ounces, just where I like it. Should be nicely balanced, good pop, good power, good spin, great sweet spot. That's how you set up your Friday Fever.
Do you want to mention the flick weight?
Oh yeah.
Put it somewhere else in the video.
One other thing you can do is add a flick weight to the bottom. This also helps, serves kind of a similar purpose to the lead on the throat, where it increases the stability of the paddle without sacrificing too much hand speed. So just take off the little Friday sticker here, take your flick weight, it's got adhesive on the back, and just throw that bad boy right on there if you want to do that. All right, there you have it. Enjoy your Friday fever. Get to pickling.